Hello boys and girls, it's me again, it's Ozzy C. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but here I am, and I think you can probably guess why I'm doing it. If you're not aware, London seems to be burning down to ashes. And just to make it clear, this is exactly, apparently, why this happened. Apparently, a couple of days ago, a young gentleman was shot by the police whilst in a minicab. Apparently, it was on the suspicion that he was carrying a firearm. Whether it's been proved or not, I'm still investigating. Haven't managed to get a definite answer on that yet. But after that happened, every, let's call them stupid person in the area, every ignorant slob with no particular sort of mindset or any kind of remarkable IQ, decided that they were going to go and throw bricks through people's windows, set fire to cars, and generally just try and terrorise everyone else in London. Why the fuck? I'm sorry, but why the fuck? Why the hell are you doing this? What exactly are you achieving with this? This is the most stupid reaction. The cause has no relation to the effect, okay? There's absolutely no reason for one person getting shot that some innocent family should have a brick thrown through the window, or some business owner should have his entire livelihood ruined by the behavioural patterns of you ignorant slobs. And the fact of the matter is that it's not a case of that there's been a lot of talk by the liberal sort of sided of the media as sort of trying to educate people. The fact of the matter is that these people who are doing this are the people who've refused education. They've been offered education and they've turned it down. You don't have to have a high IQ to know that it's bad manners to physically intimidate people with violence. You don't have to have it. You just have to have morals. Okay? You just have to have morals. And these people don't have any morals. They just want an excuse to go out and just wreck shit up, basically. Just wreck shit up. And this stupid thing this morning, it was on the radio, it was a couple of girls from the Croydon area were talking about how they'd raided a newsagent and they were getting drunk at 9:30 in the morning, drinking a bottle of rosé, and their official statement they made was, I think it's all about the government and stuff. I think that's what we're rebelling against. So these girls, these stupid idiotic girls that are just the very reason why people think this country is a bit of a fucking joke, to be honest, have just come out and admitted, yes, we're rioting. We don't know what we're doing it for, but we're doing it anyway. It's like, what gives you the right to even do it? What gives you the right to even think you can get involved? You just throw something through some newsagent's window, grab yourself a bottle of rosé. It's like, what are you putting in society? What are you putting into society? What big message are you sending? That you like to get pissed at 9:30 in the morning? Obviously, we've got more respect for you for that. Yeah, and oh, Christ almighty, it's just the most sickening thing. And apparently it's not just kids, it's not all youths, and there's another thing, and it's not all black youths either. Thank you very much. I mean, that's one thing, the BNP will have a bloody field day with this, because they'll just pinpoint every single black kid that is involved, and they'll just use that as a poster, say, to get the immigrants out. And and then of course they'll say, oh, this is all of the youth of Britain, they're disaffected youth. No, they're not. They're not disaffected youth. Admittedly, there are some problems. You know, we've just obviously come out of a period, we're still in a period of austerity, and we're, you know, facing job cuts, but that does not give you the right to go and terrorise people, to go and toss a van over, you know, to go and send a Molotov cocktail towards people. And I feel really sorry for the police as well. The police are hindered by so many restrictions, and no matter what they do, they can't get it right, because we'll have a go at them if they use force, and if they don't use force, we'll say they're being too soft. I, for one, think they should use force. I, for one, think they should have the rubber bullets that they were talking about. Apparently, those are going to be instigated later tonight. Just to let you know, it's about 12:10 on the morning of the 10th, I believe, on the morning of the Wednesday. And this has been going on for the last couple of days. And it's... I mean, my solution would be to send the army in, to be honest, because I know that people love to have confrontations with the police. You know, there are a lot of very idiotic-minded people there that think that they only ever do wrong and that they're only there to piss people off, which admittedly sometimes can seem like the case, because they, you know, the police brutality and everything like that is pretty bad. But this is not, I mean, there's a YouTube user who's by the name of Cup of Tea, and he says it right. So this is not a Rodney King. This is not racially related. This is not because some poor, you know, sort of racial minority person was beaten to death in front of everybody for no apparent reason. This is just because one person got shot in a cab, and if they did it right, then possibly they'd have every right to shoot this guy. If he was brandishing a weapon, which it might have been the case, it's not. I'm still trying to find out the exact answers here, and it's proving very difficult to get the information. It seems to be being withheld. But if that's the case, then what wrong have they done? It's just any excuse to spark off these stupid riots. And this is how bad they are. They have made American news. They have made CNN and Fox News. America is one of the most insular countries in the world. It probably is the most insular country in the world. You get local news first. If you're lucky, you get international news. You get something that's happened outside the great US of A, and we're number one on, you know, what we know. What's Britain number one? Oh, we're number one in current crime statistics, it would seem, at the moment. And on a side note, it seems someone put up a statistic on Facebook about the number one items that have suddenly increased in sale in Amazon, and those just happen to be things like baseball bats, batons, cricket bats, you know, anything sort of like a physical sort of manual weapon has increased, well, several thousand% fold, it would seem. And I don't know if it's the rioters themselves buying that. I shouldn't think a lot of them have the IQ to manage an eBay or an Amazon account, but it's just ridiculous. So what would my solution be? Well, the common sense solution be, should send the army in. Just send them in, even if you have to arm them with blanks, but just tell people that the army are there and they're aiming to shoot to kill, because it's all very well someone putting a middle finger up to a man in a police car by himself with one right helmet on and a dog. Having said that, when you're faced with a tank and a man on top of it with the capacity to blow you to smithereens, you're probably going to think twice about calling them pigs or cops or whatever you want to call it. And I know that maybe, I mean, I know there's some of you probably out there thinking, what right does a man sitting in a striped shirt and a blazer have to say about life in sort of, you know, lower class England, or, you know, sort of real, you know, East End England? It's like, the fact of the matter is, it's London. I live 40 miles away from London, and this is Croydon. I probably live even, you know, probably maybe 30, 35 miles away from Croydon. It's not that far away. And tonight, I've, you know, for the first time ever, I had to lock the doors on the cars, because I was actually getting paranoid that maybe some, you know, sort of, you know, local middle class kids will feel the need to go and rebel and go and destroy a couple of houses or something, you know. But, you know, they're going to say, oh, maybe we're one of those middle class kids, but I'm not going to certainly smash anything up a bit above that. Yeah, anyway, that's my solution. And, you know, if you have any comments, or if you can fill in any of the blanks on this particular story, just write it in the comment box below, or give me suggestions for future ones. Yeah, and to the rioters, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you guys. You're stupid, you're ignorant, you're refusing to learn, you're using the smallest thing to incite violence, and what's more, you're shitting on your own doorstep, because all you're not taking out on the rich, which you say you are, you're not taking out on the wealthy. All you're doing is throwing a brick through your local newsagent. Where are you going to buy your lottery tickets from? Where are you going to buy your cigarettes from? Oh no, you can't do that anymore, because you just blew it up with a Molotov cocktail. I mean, seriously, cut it the fuck out, alright? Cut it the fuck out. That's how angry I am, because I've not really sworn in any of my previous videos, but that's what it's driving me to. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this happen in the country where I live before. Nothing like this. I mean, you know, maybe this is not. A friend of mine said, "Is this Johannesburg? Is this Northern Ireland in the 1970s? Is this any particular Middle Eastern country you'd care to name undergoing, you know, political turbulence at the moment?" No, it's not. It's England, and not only is it that, it's London. It's London. Nottinghamshire was the last one I saw at the last news report about an hour ago. Birmingham, Manchester, and Southampton. I saw my old street where I used to live on the news being highlighted just in case it was going to come under attack. It was a pretty rough street anyway, but that didn't make any difference. The fact of the matter is, it's somewhere I used to live for three odd years, and they're just preventing attacks, and they're just sort of shutting up shop early, and there's worry that something's going to kick off, and there's so much worry. Not even, I don't know if anything has kicked off yet, but it's just such a horrible thing to think about. I mean, that's why I feel quite lucky I live where I do. I live in a very nice part of the country. Currently sitting in my car now. You might probably not be able to see, but if I turn the camera around, you can see there the lights of southern England, possibly. I don't know if they're coming out on the camera, but it's all fairly beautiful. And yeah, probably not coming out on the camera, but anyway, I'll be back with more videos, hopefully. And excuse me if I'm really angry, but seriously, it's really starting to piss me off. So everyone, stay safe, stay inside, and if you have to fight back, do it, because you'll know you'll be doing the right thing. And just don't let anyone intimidate you. And if you feel the need to use violence to protect yourself, I would thoroughly endorse it. I think if this moment, if we actually had Harry Callahan, Dirty Harry, or Harry Brown, I'd be a pretty happy guy right now if they were there, because they wouldn't let this shit kick off. From the top of Leith Hill in his car, this is Aussie C signing off.